Good morning. All right. Oh, shit, I forgot to do. Little dish, little dish. Stuff you can't always remove, I guess. Let's see what we got here. Hey, Ken, good morning. How are you? To touch up some of the masking I've done. A little bit clean up on this thing. Can't complain. Looking forward to ending the work. Yeah. How's the week been, Ken? Has it been good, bad, neutral? For me, the jury's still out. Hey, Kevin. Good morning. How are you? One of the questions that I have is actually, I have a personal question for you as well, Ken, and that is that, um, I'm assuming you're still employed at your current place of work, right? Frustrations and all. And I, of course, am in a similar situation. I'm curious, have you started looking at other work? And you don't have to answer, but I am curious. Hey, Edwin, good evening. How are you? And Nick, good morning. By the way, real quickly, I posted a photo of it, but that metallic, I mean, first of all, it's sprayed beautifully, absolutely beautifully. Could not believe how well that went down. Hey, Joe. That metal just, I mean, I keep looking at that. I'm like, that just looks so good. Now, it's also bringing up a lot of the blemishes in the finish down below, but don't care. Printing something to play at the end of the month. 2 battle wagon. Each can carry 22 orcs. Nice. 2 battle wagons. How big are those things, Edwin? I'm assuming 2 orcs each. I'm assuming probably somewhere around 20, 25 centimeters. It doesn't to me, just in terms of its length. All right, let's touch up the. I got to return that. I have to return that to somebody. I think I have my own. Distilled water. Got it. That's good to know, just in case I need that. No. Liquid decal film. I have to try this stuff at some point. Liquid decal film, just restoring old decals. Huh. God knows I play with enough of those. Hey, Tony, good morning. How are you? Around 20 centimeters. Got the files from a friend who asked me just to pay for his monthly sub, and I got like 20, 25 files to print. Nice. Tony, how are you? How's your dad doing? I know I did. Yeah, the organizing here is going to, I'm looking forward to it. That's doing okay so far. Yeah, glad to hear it. Doing okay. Almost finished with the water slides on the Exia. Excellent. He had blood work yesterday. Yeah. Glad to hear it, man. I thought I picked up, I could be spacing out. I thought I picked up some new liquid mask, but maybe I didn't. I don't tend to like to use this stuff, but we may end up doing it here. I'm back. Was talking to my wife. No worries. I had a question, Kevin, but maybe we can take it offline when we meet. Hopefully, in the next week and change. I'm assuming I did post the chip, the ValleyCon flyer. So that the dates, location, all of that. I just took a snapshot of their website. The thing is, the end of Ramadan is tomorrow. Family will come the day after tomorrow, so I have to move my printing operation to the clinic. Ah, is that because the place where you do all that stuff, Edwin, is that sort of like a living space? So it should be there next week. Excellent. Good. We can talk that. You have questions. It's kind of a philosophical question about sort of the concept of why is it that we get frustrated with our jobs but we don't look elsewhere, or the amount of energy it takes for us to literally say, okay, I'm done, I'm going to finally do this. Right, I'm going to try this. I hate using this stuff, but I'm going to try this. Not really. I'm going to try this. Like I said, we could table that for when you and I meet. Hey, Peter, good morning. Yeah, it was the living room. The table are being used for the plates. I cannot print in my room while in. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, with resin printers, absolutely. And Edwin, do you have some kind of an extractor? I'm guessing either out through a window or through some other method. Same reason we hate New England weather but never move. I think you're right. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a really good point there, Ken. But the benefit is that there's some things about New England, as much as I complain about the weather. I love New England. I love the architecture. I love the fall. The only thing I can't stand is the winter. All right, let's go deeper. Let's see. My daughter is getting a paid internship with Eastern University. Oh, excellent. The Horticulture Club. Nice. He's the Japanese wife. Loves your president today. The Japanese wife. Are we being facetious about this, or are we being something else? I mean, I know that he was meeting with your prime minister, who sounds like she's a real winner. But that's another conversation. It's got fan and filter. The printer was a filament printer, not resin printers, so it is safe, but I won't take. Yeah, it might absolutely makes total sense. Joe, that is fantastic. And Joe, she's still in high school though, right? Oh, oh God, yeah. Joe, be super proud of that. Here's a big fist bump for Jocelyn. So it's growing things. That's super cool. Yeah, exactly. I know that she is going into the sciences, Joe, right? When she gets into, she just finished 9th. Well, hold it. She's still in 9th grade, isn't she? School isn't over yet. Don't do this to me. That would mean the weather should be warmer than it is now. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, we're going to have to pop this thing. This is, I got to tell you guys, I know this is the problem with liquid mask in general, but I'm also going to be honest. I'm beginning to really not like Vallejo products. I just don't think they have a long shelf life. Just here. Nice. Gary. Good morning, my friend. How are you? Ah, fuck. Sorry. Well, 2 more ones. Yeah. That's awesome, man. An internship. Wow. Good morning, my friend. How are things? Well, I'm not sure if it's the bottles that these things use or. Oh, that sucks. That's what I want. Let's use this thing to get all this poo cleaned up. Who knows? I'm not surprised if Japan comment referring to Pearl Harbor when asking for. All right, is making the wife into a hellspawn. Let's see what your prime minister comes back with. I mean, honestly. So, people every now and then will say, this is, again, just taking it a little slightly out of context and then returning to context. I always fascinated when people say, can you believe so and so does this. Yeah, and I'm not talking about specific. Oh my god, that is what was in the schnozzle of the liquid mask. Unless you use this stuff a lot, this stuff is not the most efficacious thing to use. But there's times it's like when my daughter comes back, can you believe that there are evil people in the world? And the answer is, yeah, I can believe it. Can you believe that they're doing all this nasty stuff in the world? And the answer is, yeah, unfortunately, I can. And I'm not saying that callously. I'm just saying it's just because it is. So when somebody does something like what you're just describing, Peter, it's kind of like, well, yeah. Trying to do this tonight so I don't also eat this stuff. Great, just woke up. Out of the moon. Out of the moon, really? Nice. How's things going, Gary? How's the family? Oh my god. I'm literally pulling out all that crap. And there's a liquid. Who? Okay, where did I put the schnozzle? There it is. It's so full of diplomatic charm, isn't it? Again, when somebody who's you got a pattern continues that pattern, and people go, can you believe? And it's like, yeah, I can believe that. Like, can you believe that the Palestinians and the Israelis hate each other so much? Yeah, my entire life I've been seeing this, and I'm 60. So yeah, so when certain people do certain things, certain groups do certain things, like, yeah, it's kind of the part of who they are. He sure is full of something. Yes, that is true. All right, let's see if we can get great sleeping. Oh yeah. All right, let's apply this stuff. Except that's not what I wanted to do, was it? No. What I wanted to do. Actually, do I even need to put this stuff on? No, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to mask. I'm going to try to liquid mask around this. I'm not sure it's going to be a smart thing to do, but we'll see what happens. And then the rest of it's just going to drop tape on top of it. But this gives this part at least a little bit of shape. It's already starting to dry. It's starting to tack. Give me a second, guys. Sorry. Apologize. Anything more than this, I think we're going to have to. Yeah, the rest of it's just going to have to be traditional masking. But at least I got the curvature part done. And everything else. I'm just going to hit this thing up a little harder. Sorry, guys. Just going to go a little bit harder right here. Yeah. And the rest of it's just going to be traditional, Tamiya tape. All right. Okay. So actually. Let's get the old ISO. If ISO is going to clear this, let's find out. Don't look like it's doing anything. Anyway, so not sorry about not being on yesterday. I actually, just like I said, yesterday was kind of like one of those mornings. I went to bed the night before, exhausted, didn't get a chance to do any airbrushing, and I figured, you know what, I need to at least get this thing done. I got, was it 2 weeks before? Yeah, 2 weeks from today. What's today? Today's the 20th. Yeah, 2 weeks from today, I've got to have this thing ready to display. So I need to get painting done, and like I said, I got the tail section now all painted. Now I'm going to mask it and get ready for the orange. Coffee. Yeah, speaking of, thank you, Gary. Gary, are you drinking coffee now? I mean, it is like wicked early there. Ready in 6 to 9 months. It's always a possibility, Peter. Oh, ye of little faith. You know, Peter, I used to like you. You used to be my favorite. Not yet. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Little too early for coffee in your neck of the woods, I think. Oh, by the way, this is the stuff that I sprayed on. I every time I've used extreme metals, I've been blown away by their quality. This stuff is the shit. And I'm not sure if the rapid thinner on top of it used with it. Years ago, I can't remember if it was Tim Child of Mecca or somebody else who described when to use that. It's been a long time now. But the rapid thinner dries more quickly than leveling thinner. Leveling thinner takes a little bit of time, allows for everything to kind of settle in. But with metal paints, then something that has a really metallic-y Tim, yeah, exactly. It's been a while. It looks like he might be getting ready to start things back up again. We'll see. The material in the carrier with MLT tends to settle further down. So as it starts to dry, the particles are further down onto the plastic, and therefore you don't get as much shine. Whereas with rapid thinner, my understanding is things start to dry much more quickly, and the particles tend to settle further up on the surface, giving it a bit more shine. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. But looking at this finish right now, I'm thinking, yeah, it kind of makes sense. In all metallics, yeah. You just don't know me well enough to truly appreciate me. Just wait till we have spooned in front of a roaring fireplace. Peter, I am so looking forward to that day. Can I be the inner spoon? We can change too. I actually have pre-mix video where I show how to use rapid. Oh, really? That's cool. So, Tony, was I off base in any of what I just said, or was I about right? Or what do you experience? All right, let's get some standard masking tape. Let's get some of this stuff laid down. Oh, the other thing I was going to do is actually hit this area here. Bupkis, give me a second here before we do that. Let's get that. I gotta remember to return this because that is not mine. That belongs to Mason. That was a video that made me buy a ton of tattoo ink dropper bottles off US Amazon. Really? Are you talking about like those kinds of bottles? Yeah, these things are great. The dropper bottles, yeah. Tony, do you have your videos segmented in any way? Meaning, do you have videos that are that kind of have like more how-tos in certain things? You know, I know that some people do that. I'm not sure if you got your stuff segmented. Yeah, there's some significant damage here on the film. All right. Okay, that's better. There we go. No, not like those. Okay. No, you are correct. The rapid dries faster. The metal flakes and the paint do not have time to move around. It's made the pigments settle faster and look better. I like the way you explained it better than I did. Thank you. I butchered it, but your explanation was excellent. Thank you, Tony. No, not like those. Well, fine. Be that way, Peter. No, not yet. I have a few how-to videos mixed in that order. Yeah. I know structuring things within playlists, I think, is not a bad idea for people to be able to find stuff. So it might not be a bad idea because I know from my perspective, like if you got like somebody who's posted like, I mean, it's funny because I know I do daily videos. I try to segment them across a couple of different categories, but like if you had to go through like, 370 videos in order to try to find that one that I did on a specific subject, that was not a live stream, it would be impossible. Okay. Going in. I've also decided I'm not going to reprime this thing. Fuck it. By the by. I also don't detack the tape. I'm not going to overly burnish it. I do need to get some burnish down on this edge. What the hell's that? Give me a second, guys. Sorry, it's crossing over just a wee much too. There we go. That's better. Whew. Once I hit 100 videos, I'll start to figure out how to do that, George. Yeah. Yeah, creating the playlist thing has been very beneficial for segmenting off. Like, I know, like, I've got, I think, 3 set up right now, primarily anything that's show related. The Thursday night OSG Unleash, and then the daily thing. I don't tend to do much more than that. If I ever decided to do a how-to video, I'd probably end up segmenting something like that as well. you know, when I was on Instagram, I know I started creating playlists for things like the Spartan. The only issue is that you could only capture stories. You couldn't capture posts, which I never understood. Now I've been off of Instagram for a year now, so maybe things have changed, but who knows? Okay, let's get. I'm gonna get a smaller piece of tape now. Who knows? Nope. Nope. Yep. There we go. All right. I'm just working around that little blip. I use IG to make my stories for FBL. Yeah, I can't post links or send pics, so had to figure out alternative way of conveying the information. Sorry, not just being that way. No worries. Hey, Peter, question for you. I mean, I don't know. Can you text internationally? I know it's a stupid question. It might be a stupid question. I don't know. I've never had to. Let me know. I don't know if texting internationally is like using your phone. I don't know. I'm assuming the answer is it shouldn't be a problem, but never having done it or needed to do it, don't know. Right there. Come on. There we go. Nice. I don't know. I never tried. Use apps to communicate internationally. Yeah, text message over data. That is why BlackBerry was great. Yeah. Okay. Oops. More tape. I would like to get this thing masked so that tonight, in theory, we have our, no, we do have, whether or not I attend is another thing. Tonight we have our Patriot Zoom meeting, and I'm hoping I can jump on and just do some airbrushing so that tomorrow morning may have this thing kind of ready to go. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm masking this whole area off so that I can get the white base down for the Hinomarus. Then I'm going to put the masks down and then get the orange painted. That means tomorrow, white. I can apply the Hinomarus tomorrow. Hinomar masks. Tomorrow night, paint the orange. Tomorrow morning, I'll be working on putting masks down on this plane. That means tonight, all I'm going to do is paint the white areas. I'm just trying to get everything in order. Masks. Tomorrow night, orange base layer. No, tomorrow night will be the what they call it. Actually, maybe even be able to do it tonight. Can I do it tonight? Fuck. No, I want to put the Hinomaras down, the Hinomar mask down first, and then go in and do the panel lining. Sorry, just trying to get the process down in place. You're watching George's gears turn, and I'm not sure if it's a good thing. iMessage, is that an Apple thing? Because I don't do I. Isn't that just data? I would imagine. The text answer is not usually unless you have an international plan, but it is possible with messenger apps like Line and WhatsApp. I use Line mostly as it's an app of choice in Asia. All right, you know what? Let me look into this. Line. Otherwise, I have to go to Instagram. And there's a reason why I'm asking this. There's 10 cents for every minute after a digital ghost girl from the past. Yep. Dude, I remember those days. When my wife and I were, she had just was just about to graduate grad school. So this was 97. And we got our first cell phone, a StarTAC. And it was like, you paid like $30 for 30 minutes. Or something like that, and every minute for a month, that's all you had, 30 minutes. And they went as soon as you got to the minute. If you went to like a minute and 1 second, it became 2 minutes, right? Any minute after your 30 minutes per month, you'd have to pay something like, I don't remember, 25 cents a minute or something like that. I only use Line. There's Line for contact with girlfriend in Thailand. Is how we chat and video chat. It is also free. Nothing in life is free. So it's telling me I can go to contains ads. 1 billion downloads. Holy shit. Wow. Reviews 3.2 stars on Line, 4.7 on WhatsApp. Man, I don't know. Yeah, fuck it. I'll install it. I'll figure it out. (1-800-CALL collect). Dude, that's definitely sending me back a few years. All right. My only concern with this, I got to lay down a little bit more mask here. I've got to see if I can get around that. I think I got that upper area. I think. What I don't want to do is hit this beautiful metal finish with orange. Trying to avoid it like the plague. All I'm asking you to do is just lay down. There we go. All right. See how that does. It either does well or it doesn't. Let's see what we got. Hey, Robert, good morning. Most Asian countries use Line and FB to message unless you are sell you nudie pics, then it's WhatsApp. It would seem. Yeah. Hello, Jane. I'm going back to sleep. Gary, good seeing you, brother. Go get some rest, man. My love to your family, and we'll hopefully see you again really soon. All right, Gary, take it easy, brother. Always good to see Gary. Always good to see Gary. You know, I'm going to, and this is not to blow smoke up anybody's skirt. If more people were like Gary in this world, my interactions with Gary have always shown him to be one of the kindest people I've ever met. Certainly online. If more people behave like Gary, I think this world would be a much, much, much better place. Much better. Much better place. Sorry, guys. Give me a second here. There we go. Cap off that ass end in a second. There we go. Getting the schnozzle all backed up. Let's see. I'm going to probably be on this morning until I get this masking done. So maybe another 10, 15 minutes. We'll see. Maybe less, maybe more. In fact, the one thing let's see if my client actually got back to me. That might be an indicator. Hey, George, we really want you to do something. Great. I can be there tomorrow. Silence. Fucking silence. Yeah, I used to talk to people in Ecuador with WhatsApp. Nice. I do love that we have these tools. They're certainly important. The boon and bane. I was thinking about this during my drive home last night. The boon and bane of the amount of communication that we can now have in our modern society it's brilliant that we can easily communicate. I brought it up before. If anybody remembers, if anybody's old enough to remember the old Dick Tracy, comic strip, Sunday comic strip by Chester Gould. He was a detective that appeared. There was a comic strip that was run in the Sunday papers, and I believe the dailies as well, from like the 1930s until the 1980s. And he started by remember, in the 1930s, he had a wrist radio. And then by the time he got to the 60s, he had a wrist television. And I remember seeing those, like almost like most of the Sunday funnies, the Sunday papers. Let me just take this over this way. Like the first panel would have him kind of like his face in profile with his wrist radio up. And it would point to it saying two-way TV. And it had a little TV screen and an antenna coming up, traditional analog TV thing. And I remember seeing that and just thinking, that's like the coolest technology. And we have so gone into that and beyond it now with our phones. It's absolutely mind-boggling. What's a Sunday paper? Yeah. And we wonder why we have problems in this country. Agreed. Dick Tracy and those villains. Yeah. They tried to make a movie out of it. They did. That was the one with what's his name? I actually remember seeing it. And I'm pretty sure I have the shirt of it. The Dick Tracy movie with Warren Beatty and Madonna. When you bought, this is again what, late 80s, early 90s, 1991, something like that. You had to go to the movie theater and buy the T-shirt, and the T-shirt was the ticket to get into the theater. I have that shirt somewhere in storage, but yeah, the movie was not memorable. Let's put it that way. That's the one your daddy beat you with. Exactly. And seen that on Dick Tracy, and it's impossible to watch now. It's impossible. Why impossible? I'm just kidding. I used to run out and grab it for the comics. Did you really? That our children aren't going to have that experience is very unfortunate. Again, it's a cool thing. Look, this isn't you kids. It's just, it was like such a fun thing to be able to grab the funnies and look at those. And my dad had a little grocery store through the 80s into like the late 90s. No, it wasn't the late 90s. Mid 90s? It was definitely post college, probably mid 90s. He had a small convenience store that he owned, and I would help out where I could, during the time when I was in college or whatever, and when I was home, and I'd unpack the papers, I'd grab the funnies and read them. It was fun. That experience is gone. That's too bad. I said they try. Sorry, Tony. Physical media is mostly dead, and no streaming service had it. Yeah. Well, you can still get a Blu-ray for it, though. Must be a recent cheap reprint. Possibly. I mean, like I said, it is a Warren Beatty film, so it is possible that it's gotten a pretty significant good release. Don't know. I haven't had a desire to see it since it came out in theaters, so I can't rightfully say. All right, trying to get into this corner, and it's swept up a little bit. I'm just trying to see if that's. I'm gonna have to go. It's another small piece right here. I guess you really can't lay down too much tape, right? One of the benefits of having a very large panel line here. This is going to take her to school. Alrighty, Joe. Have a good one, brother. Thanks for being here this morning. And congratulations again to Jocelyn. That's awesome news. In fact, do I have it here? Give me one second. Yeah. One of the coffee table books, basically. Tommy Guns and Hard Times. Man. Wow. Started in 1931. Dude, I got to tell you, that's bizarre. Almost 100 years ago. I mean, just going to say, those were good times. Those were good times. Just fun to read this shit. Anyway, cool thing. One of the benefits of being a comic book collector way back in the day when I had like a little bit of disposable income for shit like that. Oh, like a lot of disposable income. I used to buy a whole ton of books like that. So like I've got, I think the Batman Sunday Funnies that were released during that time too. I think I've got most of the Sunday editions. I think I read the first one. I've never got to the second one, unfortunately. But yeah, cool shit. I used to spend 20, 30 a week or so on comics. Yeah. I want to go see Project Hail Mary today. Anyone seen it yet? Nope. What is Project Hail Mary? That's the what's his name? Yeah, that's the new sci-fi film with Ryan Gosling. Who directed the film? And the film directed by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller of Spider-Verse acclaim. Got it. Acclaim. All right, we're almost done here. Just literally wrapping up the back end of this thing now. Anybody got any fun planned for the weekend? Besides Peter going to see Operation Dumbo, whatever it's called, Hail Mary. Also famously fired from the Solo film for wanting it to be actually be good. Today is my Monday. Oh, is it really, Robert? That sucks. Yeah, that Solo film was it's the best way of putting it, pretty trash. Okay. Oops. Ooh, geez. Missed a spot. Man, did I miss a spot? That's why you triple check, right? My wife and I are going into Boston on Saturday to go get her a new laptop. And then going to spend a little time in Cambridge. Today is my Monday. David Glover made a good Lando. Yep. What a way to ruin a Friday. Make it a Monday. Exactly. That is pretty awful, isn't it, Peter? Okay. All right. Masking is done. All right. So at this point, this is ready for white paint, which I'll work on tonight. Tomorrow morning, we'll be masking the Hinomarus. Then tomorrow night, theoretically, if I have time, if I remember, if I'm not burned out and exhausted, I'm going to paint the lines. Basically, you just hit them with a brown, which I got to dig up. Get the super thin. Is this the one? Yeah. PS 267. Take the tip off. This is the 0.2 airbrush. And then just try to paint the finest lines possible. Can experiment a little bit with trying to go in there and get the. I'm not very good at painting straight lines or following lines. I'm terrible at it, but I'm going to do my best. This is why I'm actually thinking oils are better, because you can go in there and do that afterward. And you don't like it, you can always wipe it away. But I'm going to try to do airbrush pre-shading on those panel lines and see where it goes. So with that, all right, my friends, time for me to bail. Get ready for the work. Anyway, so this guy's ready to go, and that's kind of it. Mine were Friday to Tuesday, or a schedule with Sunday, Thursday off. Oh God, yeah, 2 non-consecutive days. F that. Not for what excuses here. Yeah. Have a great day, George, and everyone's. Tony, take it easy, brother. Guys, stay safe and stay sane. Thanks for being on this morning. I do appreciate it. Anyway, but go out there and do good. Every day, Peter, every day. Keep saying it. It's getting crazier and crazier. Let's see what we can do to go out there and make it less crazy. I can't change what's going on in that crazy atmosphere up there, but what we can do is try to keep things down here at the local level in a good place. Let's go out and treat people at our level, on a day to day in a better way. That I think will make bigger and more significant changes to the world. Guys, go out there again, do good, show kindness, love, and respect. I'll be back on tomorrow morning, same time, same channel. Enjoy, do good, love you all. Catch you on the flip. Peace.